It feels like if anybody's playing poorly, and again, let's use Trent Alexander-Arnold for the moment, it's almost like he's trying to gain his performance, win his performance, get his brownie points or whatever. From an attacking point of view at the moment, it's almost like a goal will deflect, you know, certain mistakes that he's possibly made from a defensive point of view, which is quite the opposite how a defender, normal defender, would act. It's like, right, get my defending done first, and then the bonus is whereas it's not for him. It's, can I make an assist? Can I score a goal? And do I have to do my defending? Now, that might be the role that Jurgen Klopp's asking him to play. We don't know exactly what he's asking him to play.
I think that's such an important point. It is. I think it's so important.
You can't get your head round, I don't think, as a defender, thinking, you know, it's almost like he's got to score a goal for him to think to himself. And that's how I used to think. It didn't matter if I used to play badly. If I scored, it was like, sod the game. I scored, I didn't. But for a defender, it's almost like, right, clean sheet first, and if you can, and that's where...
Yeah, that's where I mean, and I'm thinking to myself, is Jurgen Klopp saying to him, listen, you're in this team to create chances? Is he treating him like he's a number 10 in this team? Is he saying from right back? Because the game in the right back area has changed so much now. We see the likes of Cancelo, we see Trent, we see Reece James. These guys are dictating games and getting more touches than anyone in the game. Is he now saying to him, listen, the guys behind you, they're responsible for defensive situations. You go out there and be creative, and you go out there and play off the cuff, and don't feel you've got that noose around your neck and having to be responsible defensively. I'd like to know that and understand that more from either Jurgen Klopp or from Trent, etc. But
do you think there's an argument then where he goes, do you know what? You give me enough defensively and so much offensively.
Yeah, I think
that's fine for me. Because, I mean, lots of people, including Aidan, have said, should Trent be moved into midfield? And you can see, like, that he would be brilliant in midfield. And then you get a right back to play at right back, but
he's already playing there.
But then you lose. Like, you kind of got two players playing at the moment the job that one player is doing. Like, he is doing the job of two footballers effectively, you know.
In a way, but I mean, some people, some of the purists, some of the older generation, in many ways, with an old view, like me. Certainly, my dad will be watching this, thinking, "Wow, he's actually cropping up." The ball just got clear, and he's literally 23, 24 yards out, and he's having a volley over the bar. And it's like, some people will say, "That's your right back. I don't care what. That's your right back," and he's almost stood in that position. The chance, the double chance where he cuts inside just then that we showed, he's in like a number 10 position. That's not a right-back position. And I can only assume that Jurgen Klopp is saying, yeah, go and do it. You've got so much talent, go and do it. But the problem is now they haven't got Jordan Henderson plugging the gap.
But
and
he
that
must
is a
be
huge
saying
problem.
that, because at the same time, Gareth Southgate isn't saying, come and do that for my England team. You'll be my first choice fullback.
Yeah, I get that as well. And listen, I think it's going to be difficult for Trent to start for England. I think the way that Gareth set his team up in recent months and time gone by, that Trent is lower down in the pecking order. But I think coaches and I think managers, I think Jurgen Klopp may be one of those. He's saying he's not looking at what he's not good at or where his weakest attributes are. He's saying, what's his best attributes? How can I get him out on the pitch producing his best parts of his game? And it's not about what he isn't good at. I want to see the positives and I want to make sure I amplify the positives. And that's, from a coach's point of view, coaches approach things very differently.
Jake, Gareth Southgate didn't pick Trent Alexander-Arnold when he was absolutely flying.
Peak, yeah.
At his bit, and Liverpool were top-notch, and Trent was absolute top-notch. As things stand, if he wasn't going to pick him then, he's not going to be his first choice right back at the moment.